Nebraska
I hate him.
couldn't pass its anti-trans affirming care or gender affirming care bill fast enough.
Oh, damn it.
So
I didn't know how that fucking sentence was going to end.
They bundled it with an abortion ban, and then all the boys came to the yard. And so Nebraska passed a 12-week abortion ban. Again, this can be, you might not know you're pregnant at 12 weeks. But now, in separately, an 18-year-old in Nebraska is actually being charged with murder and faces up to, well, I think it is about, not exactly the full crime, of course, but faces up to 2 years in prison for having an abortion when she was 17, which honestly, I'm going to be like, girl, take the time. Because listen, from one mom to a not mom, it's a lot longer than 2 years. So the purgatory is for life.
It's forever.
So anyway, so that's unfolding at the same time that Nebraska passed a 12-week abortion ban. North Carolina also just passed a 12-week abortion ban.
Wait, North Carolina?
North Carolina. 12-week abortion ban up to 20 weeks. However, if it was a product of rape or incest, I believe Nebraska has no exception for rape or incest, or for the, and we'll get into this, the life of the mother. Right? So the life of the mother is also in there. Again, all these stipulations and carve-outs are bullshit. The idea that you would be able to prove this, and in practice, that's not how it's playing out. So we'll talk about that in a second in another state. South Carolina is debating today whether to create a 6-week abortion ban, and it's being held up. It has been held up for about a month thanks to the filibuster of 6 women, the only 6 women in the legislature. 3 of them are Republican. One of them 5 women, 3 are Republican, 1 is independent, and 1 is a Democrat. And they're all in agreement. We don't want this abortion ban.
Wow. That's because they're all Democrats. I'm just kidding.
No, it's
because they're women and these are anti-fucking women laws.
Yeah, no, it is incredibly inspiring actually to see those women. I'm just so glad that Republican women are a little bit speaking up. And in South Carolina, of all places, like, yeah, we need this and more. But to show you what is playing out on the ground is a story out of Florida in the Washington Post, which is incredibly upsetting and sad. So just a warning. But then I promise the segment will end on a happy note.
Oh, that's good.
So this is about a mom and her partner, parents who already had, I believe, 1 or 2 kids. And after she was denied an abortion, she had to watch her baby die after she carried it to 37 weeks. So the state's ban on abortion after 15 weeks of gestation has an exception for fatal fetal abnormalities. But, and again, in this case, this baby had Potter syndrome, which means that they can't produce enough amniotic fluid, like the uterus doesn't have enough amniotic fluid in it, and which allows the lungs to expand and cushions like the baby's body. So when there's not enough amniotic fluid, it's Potter syndrome, and there is a high, like pretty much a 0 chance of survival outside of the womb. And so instead of having an abortion when she found out, which is about halfway through, it was about 20 weeks, which was the legal cusp in so many states. 24 was sort of under Roe v. Wade, but of course it was, state to state. She was denied that abortion because as long as the baby's heart kept beating, doctors would not honor their request to terminate the pregnancy. The doctors would not say how they reached their decision. They probably consulted a lot of lawyers. But the new law carries severe penalties, including prison time for medical practitioners who run afoul of it. The hospital system declined to discuss the case. Of course they fucking did so. And I won't read the specifics, but I'll tell you from reading the story, that they gave birth to their son, who they named, I think, Miles, and he lived for 99 minutes, and they straight up had to watch him struggle to breathe. They had an entire, they played him music while, he was alive.
Come on.
And then they had a funeral. They played the song that they played at the funeral and all that. And so, the parents talk about how traumatizing it was to have to carry this pregnancy to term and watch their son die in front of them.
Yeah, that sucks.
If you are still fucking pro-life after all that, you're a monster.
You're a fucking monster.
There is no other word.
The fact that, and even
These
if
are
you hear that story, and are like, oh my God, that's terrible, man, maybe I should rethink. Fuck you. You're still a monster for not having the fucking imagination to imagine the scenarios in which maybe not letting people have this kind of care would bring. I mean, I know that sounds super unforgiving to be like, even if you've changed your mind, fuck you. But I'm just like, I hear that story and I'm just like, fuck you.
No.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
you.
I say
you.
just like,
fuck
you know, mandatory castration.
Burn in fucking hell.
No, burn, like, not enough. You know what I'm saying? Not enough. Because hell is a long time from now and doesn't exist. So
I know.
You know, I don't want to advocate for violence, but I do not think that anyone who cannot actually have a child should be legislating against on people who can. And this is so heartbreaking. These are people who want to be parents, who are parents, and who have a fetus that is not going to be viable. How dare you make someone carry that pregnancy to term?
Yeah.
To say nothing. And we're leaving aside all the people who don't want to be pregnant for many reasons.
Many reasons, which are all also valid and none of your fucking business.
Absolutely none of your business.
None of your fucking business.
And may I remind everyone, if you ever get into this debate, if you ever forget, Roe v. Wade was decided based on the right to privacy.
Yeah.
That is it. It is not about when a fetus becomes a baby, when a life is a life, blah, 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 blah. None of that bullshit. It is about the right to privacy, the right for two people to make a terrible, difficult decision or a very easy decision in the privacy of their own homes and between them and their own doctors. That's it.
That's right.
Absolutely it. So anyway, in Texas, which has even a more draconian abortion, anti-abortion law. Yes. However, there's a little bit of a ray of hope here, which is that there's now a lawsuit against the Texas abortion ban. 8 more women are joining it, 15 people in total, saying that the abortion ban almost killed them. So the state law prohibits anyone from getting abortion unless the pregnant person's life is at risk. There are no exceptions for a fetus developing an anomaly that would prevent it from surviving past birth, one of the major issues in the lawsuits. Texas doctors who conduct abortions could face life in prison and fines up to $10,000, meaning that few are willing to discuss giving or referring someone for an abortion. 8 more women joined this lawsuit against the state of Texas on Monday, arguing that the state's extreme abortion restrictions endanger their health or their lives when they experience pregnancy-related medical emergencies. 5 women initially sued the Lone Star State in March. A total of 15 people, both patients and doctors, have now signed on to the suit, saying that the laws are unclear and put people's well-being at huge risk. So what was happening is that people were here's just a smattering of what was going on and what is going on. Plaintiffs had their water break incredibly early. Others developed fatal fetal anomalies, and one developed mirror syndrome, where both she and her fetus retained too much fluid and were both at risk of death. They were all denied abortions.
Oh my God.
What happens to these women is indefensible, and it is happening to countless pregnant people across the state. Molly Duane, an attorney for the Center of Reproductive Rights, said in a statement, the Texas government must answer for their laws that have nearly killed these women and that put more lives at risk every day. And you know the stories, which is, you cannot have this abortion. We cannot attend to you in any way until you are literally going into sepsis. Like, you are bleeding out. You are at risk of you're about to die. Then we can intervene. Maybe, but what if they put that fucking ultrasound on you? What if they still detect the heartbeat and you're dying?
That's not the heartbeat they care about. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it only beats for 99 minutes.
Fucking insane.
I am like,
I want to push Greg Abbott down a cliff.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Your trusty steed is no longer trusty. No, Greg Abbott, look, I've said this many times. Greg Abbott was nearly killed by a tree.
Comrade Tree.
God missed. You know what I'm saying? God straight up, he tried. She tried.
God did her best.
God did her best. The rest is up to us.
That's right. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, pushing Abbott's chair down a cliff. He won't make it there. Oh, pushing Abbott's chair. Oh, that made me feel a
That's
little bit
great.
better.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You
should
know-
sing that to our baby.
I will.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.